The main objective of this video is very simple. At the end, you are going to know how to make better ads for your business. We're going to look at different businesses, how they set up their ads, how they design their creatives and things like that, coming from different angles, different formats. Let's get started. The first thing I want you to do is go to www.ojadigital.com. When you get there, you will see two options. For the purpose of this video, we're going to start with the free tools. When you get to the free tools, I want you to go to the ads creative checklist. That is what this whole video is about. Now, I want you to understand that no matter the platform you're going to be setting up your ads, whether it's Google, whether it's Meta, whether it's TikTok Shop, whether it's Snapchat, whether it's LinkedIn, whatever it might be, they all have these three sections that you must pay close attention to. So the strategic elements, the HROSC framework, and then what I call the conversion boosters. Now, the first thing we want to identify is the solution awareness stage of your business or the products you sell, that sort of thing. What do I mean by that? So there are products that you might not even know you need. I'll give you an example. There's a business called Fry Away or something like that. And what they do is they sell a powder solution. That powder solution turns cooking oil into solidified material. That way, when you're trying to dispose of the cooking oil, you don't want to pour it into your, into your sink, because as time goes on, it actually clogs the sink and it's very difficult for you to unclog the sink. So you probably have to get a plumber, waste some money or spend some money to fix that sink. Now, Fry Away is a product that solidifies your grease or cooking oil and turns it into like almost like a pancake batter type of mixture or solid, let's call it that. So it's easy for you to throw that away, right? Now, again, I don't do a lot of cooking, and most of the cooking I do, I have an air fryer to do that. But for somebody that does a lot of cooking and you don't want to be pouring your oil into the sink, this kind of product is very, very useful for you. But a lot of people are not aware that this product exists. A lot of people are not even aware that this is a big problem that can be solved. Okay, so you want to understand the solution to awareness stage of your own business. Most times, again, using this particular t-shirt or this wristwatch, a lot of people are aware that, oh, I need a wristwatch to tell the time. I need a smartwatch to help me count my steps. I need a smartwatch to help me monitor my heartbeat, things like that. You are already aware. You know, I need a t-shirt or I need this quarter zip to make sure I'm not cold when I go outside. That sort of thing. You are aware that you need this product. There are certain products that people are not aware of. Now, if you want to sell those kind of products or you are currently selling those kind of products, you need to create ads that educate people about the product. If we go to the ad library, we would see that they are running, they're not running a lot of ads, just 4 ads at the moment. But if we watch this particular ad, let me mute the sound just in case. I don't want any copyright issues. So if you watch this particular ad, you can see here that that person is pouring the powder into cooking oil and it's beginning to solidify. So you can see how they are showing you what the product is. That's the ad that they've used. So they've created a video, right? They've created a video and they've sort of explained how the product works in that particular video, and it's just a 15-second video. If you click on the URL that they've put there, where are you going to go to? Let me see. So you're going to go to a store locator page. Now, what I would have done differently if this was me is I might actually look for, so they said now the product is at Walmart. I would probably look for the Walmart product page and then send them to that product page. However, the reason why they are probably not doing that is because it might be difficult for you to track the actions that happen on that Walmart page, because Walmart will not let you put like your pixel or anything to their own page. I'm sure they wouldn't do that. I know Amazon doesn't do that as well. But yes, that's probably what I would have done, again, as a smaller business. But this also works. If you wear a lot of white sneakers, you know that it's very difficult for you to clean them when they get dirty, right? So what I used to do when I was younger and when I was in hostel is I would remove the white shoes and then I get like a toothbrush, or there was this like very hard yellow scrubbing brush that we used to clean the soles, clean the outside, and then you dry it in the sun, right? That sort of thing. That's how we typically used to do it back then. But there's a company called Sneak Clean or Sneak Clean. I hope I'm pronouncing it properly. But yeah, there's a company called Sneak Clean, and I've been aware of this product for like almost 2 years now. And again, people are aware of the problem. They know that when it's time for you to wash your shoes, it's a long process. Most times you can't even put shoes in a washing machine. I've tried it and I destroyed the shoes that I put at. Please don't tell the owners of the washing machine, because yeah, till today she keeps asking me what happened to that washing machine. The owner is my mother, just so you know. Anyways, that was a long time ago. And thankfully I bought another washing machine, so she's fine. She's fine. Don't worry. I've sorted that out. But yes, so now that I don't want to put my shoes in a washing machine, there's this product called Sneak Clean. I hope I'm pronouncing it properly. And they sell wipes, they sell shoe care products, things like that. I was looking at their website and I've noticed that they've actually added like storage boxes. They've added socks. They have a gym bag. They have shoe deodorizers, which probably help with the smell of shoes. So they don't stink, things like that, right? So this is a product where people are problem aware, but they might not be solution aware. They might not be aware that this kind of product actually exists, that sort of thing. Now, if you go to the ad library and we look at the ads that they are running, we see that they are running 5 different ads, right? Which is not bad. The only problem I have with these ads is all the ads that they are running is sending people to their Instagram profile. So that means they're trying to grow their Instagram profile. So I don't get it. Honestly, I don't. I would probably want to spend some money sending people to my website. That way I can send people to a well-optimized product landing page where I'm sending people to buy like so for example now, this premium sneaker cleaner is 21,000 naira. I would probably want to send people to this particular page. I would probably add a video on how people can use the product, whether it's a YouTube video or a GIF. I would add something like that. I would also add like an additional card, like a USP card, to show the benefits of the product. Maybe it's okay, so they have something like that. To be fair, it cleans up to 40 pairs, trusted by sneaker lovers. So that trusted by sneaker lovers, it would be good to put a number to it. So trusted by, let's say, 1,000 plus sneaker lovers. Okay, I'm not the only person, that sort of thing. But yeah, this is actually quite good, to be fair. But yes, the only issue I have is their ad library. I would probably run these ads to my shop, to my e-store directly. I'm not sure why they are running it to an Instagram profile. Obviously, they're trying to grow their following. I understand that, but I would probably just run it to my Instagram profile. But anyways, let's continue. So that's pretty much where it starts from. What is the solution to awareness stage of your business? Are people problem aware, or are they solution aware, or are they product aware? They know your brand, or they know what you're selling, or are they most aware, like they know the whole thing? That sort of thing. That's where it starts from, right? Once you're done, you then move on to the angle. The angle is pretty straightforward, okay? So there's the pain points, there's aspirational, there's comparison, there's urgency, there's authority, there's story-based, there's curiosity. Now, what a lot of people use is pain points, urgency, comparison, aspiration, and story-based, right? So I'm just going to show you some examples now of what I mean. Now, if you go to, there's a platform, they're just like Seller. So like they're like Seller and Mainstack. They're called Self Annie or Self Any. I don't know. It's one of those two. And when you go to the ads library, they have this particular ad. Let me mute this. They have this particular ad where they are comparing what they do, the services and other things they offer. They are comparing it to Stan Store. So Stan Store is a very popular digital product marketplace. There's Stan Store, there's Whoop, there's Gumroad. And then in Nigeria or Africa, we have Seller, we have Mainstack. And then these guys are also up and coming. Or they're not up and coming, sorry, they are there. before they will come and drag me. But yes, there's that, right? So that's an example of a comparison angle, a comparison angle ad. Let's look at another one. For pain points, there are these guys called, I'm gonna butcher this name, Kurinuka hair. I knew I was gonna butcher this name. So there's this pain point where they're called Kurinuka hair, and when you go to, basically they sell products for hair, African hair to be precise, whether it's for men or women, whether it's your beard care kit or essentials, or the one on your head, that sort of thing. They have this video. I need to mute this. So what you can do is on your own time, also go and look for these. Hopefully the ads will still be running so you can play it and understand what I mean and what I'm talking about. But here they have this ad where they talk about these women that a lot of their front hair has been chopped, either by relaxer, or, they've just been putting too much glue wig, or they've just been, plating it for so long that the thing has started to pull out or something like that, right? That sort of thing. Yeah, I'm not dragging ladies. Please, ladies, I'm not dragging you. I'm just saying, right? So this particular product is supposed to help with that. So that's a product that deals with pain points. So that's a product that deals with pain points. Urgency or limited scarcity. A lot of people, this should be straightforward. I think this is also a very easy one here. Going back to self-any or self-any, you will notice that they have this one with this chap that used to be in the UK. I think he's in Nigeria now, where he's in the beginning, he's even starting with, like, he's trying to hold a bulb or something like that, right? So yes, there's that. That's an example of an angle that takes a story and, in a way, also like a curiosity or pattern interrupt. Now, this part of it is very straightforward. Once you understand where your product sits in the solution awareness stage, picking an angle should be very straightforward. Now, pick an angle that is easy for you to communicate. Don't pick an angle that, you're like, oh, because I want to show the dream outcome. You then begin to say, okay, I will wait till I can be able to find this person to shoot it in this manner. As a growing business, work with the resources you have. If it's urgency, use urgency. If it's story-based content, use that. If it's comparison, use that. Another one that people do very well nowadays is the curiosity pattern interrupt. So what they will do is they will take a viral clip and then they will split it. So for example,
3, 2, 1.
So that's an example of a pattern interrupt. Just put your own products or services right in between or at the end of the video. That sort of. So people will be watching it and then they will just transition to your own product. That sort of thing. The only challenge is some people would watch that first half and then they will be excited and, dopamine and all those amazing things. But when they watch your half, they will be like, oh, okay, right? So you want to make sure that you also put your best foot forward when you do the pattern interrupt. It can be a bit tricky, but yeah, it's something that you can easily set up. Then we move on to format style. So with format style, you have UGC, testimonials, motion graphics, or founder video. Again, this is pretty straightforward. Most times you use UGC. So a lot of the examples I've shown you with Fry Away is UGC. For Sneakling, they have a video where there's this guy holding the shoes. This is not a video. This is a static image of this guy holding the shoes. That's some form of testimonial or even UGC. It could be a testimonial because I can't see the copy from here. It could be a testimonial if he's talking about, oh, this is what Sneakling did for me. It could be a UGC if he just paid him to take that picture. That sort of thing. And then there's this video where some chap is talking about, I think he's talking about shoes, I'm guessing. Those kind of things. So yes, that's pretty much how you want to do it. Most times for best performance, testimonials and UGC. With founders, not a lot of people care about the founders. What you can do is as organic content, you can pin your founder video to your profile, whether it's on Instagram or whatever it might be. You can pin it to your profile. That's fine. If people want to learn more about it, they will know how to find it. But running it as an ad, it can only work for certain type of businesses, maybe like service-based, personal brands, coaches, consultants, things like that, right? That way you're an authority. You're an authority and you're asking people, or you're letting people know of your products and services, or if you have any sort of like mentorship available, things like that. Any other thing, it can be seen as not necessary. Like you don't know the founder of Unilever, but you probably use Unilever products, right? You don't know the founder of Coca-Cola, but you probably drink Coke. That sort of thing, right? That's how I look at it. So those founder videos, keep it for service-based or professional-based businesses, that sort of thing. Most times, UGC, testimonial. For motion graphic, I actually have an example I can show you here. I think if you go to Apple, for the new iPhone, they have this video I found. Let me mute this. They have this video I found where, again, you can see it's very simple, very, very straightforward. Now, the problem with ads like this is they are not good for, awareness ads or the first time somebody's seeing you. These sort of ads are not good for that. These sort of ads would work very well for retargeting. Either you're trying to retarget somebody or get somebody to take a desired action for the second time, things like that. But if it is the first ad they see, most times it doesn't work. Obviously, there are other ways for it, but this is an example of a motion graphics ad. Now, for creative type, it's pretty straightforward. You can choose to do a video, you can choose to do a static image, which is one post, or you can choose to do a carousel. Now, what has worked very well for me, for the brands I've managed and my own personal stores, is video and static image. Carousels also work, but there is like it needs to be story-based. There's a video course I have on YouTube teaching people how to start their first dropshipping business. In that particular video, I used a security camera business as an example, and we used the carousel ad for that particular business. And the story was, there was a lady that just moved into a particular area. The area was a bit unsafe, but thankfully she set up her camera. Then, somebody tried to come and rob her, but the camera alerted the police and the police came before she was attacked, that sort of thing. That whole ad was a carousel ad and we told a story through it. So it's the same way if in your own business you want to use carousel, make sure you tell an engaging story that will get people to read and then also go and learn more or see what your product does, that sort of thing. But if you're looking for something quick and productive, video and static images. The all-in-one toolkit, I have a lot of static images that I actually use for my personal brands, for my personal stores, and also other stores I manage. It just makes my life easy, and I've been using that toolkit for I've been using that toolkit for more than 6 years. Well, yes, more than 6 years, because I'm always adding to it. So my own personal, my own personal twist is there. Again, just check it out. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Now, let's move on to the next side, which is the HROSC framework. Now, the first one is the hook, right? I'm not the first person to say this. I'm not going to be the last. I did not invent it. But whatever happens, every time you're scrolling on Instagram, there are certain things that catch your attention. That's what you will call the hook. The first 1 to 3 seconds. I'm Judy. I have my face. Come for breakfast. What angle is that? We've already spoken about angles earlier. What angle do you think that would be? So that would be a curiosity pattern interrupt angle, right? Just so you know. That whole experience of, the accident, car exploding, all those kind of things, that is a hook, right? Good. Now, moving on, the next one is relevance. Not every hook is relevant. Okay, so whichever hook you decide to go with, you need to make sure it is relevant to your business and the product you sell. Okay, you need to make sure that it's relevant. Again, just to give you another example, imagine somebody is rushing somewhere, They are rushing. Like you just see, you're scrolling on Instagram, and for some funny reason, the next video you see is just somebody running in the middle of the road, just running. And then the video just presses pause and the person stops. Everything freezes. And then you just see like somebody coming to the screen talking about how this would not have happened if this person had the wristwatch or had this smartwatch. That kind of thing, right? You can see, again, that's an example of also a story-based ad, just so you know the angle, a story-based ad and pattern interrupts, okay? But yes, you see how the hook is relevant to the product. You get what I mean? Somebody is rushing because they didn't have the watch. Somebody then comes to educate us that by watching the video that, oh, he wouldn't have to rush if he had this wristwatch. And then they begin to talk about the benefits of the wristwatch, all of those amazing things, right? So that's your hook and your relevance. The next one is the offer, which is the O. Now, the offer is so important, and this is where a lot of people kind of drop the ball. And I say this because the offer has to be something I want at that particular moment, right? And this is very important because there are two types of businesses, or it's not two types of businesses per se, but there are two types of platforms. Yes, it's actually the platform. So if you are on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all these impulse-based platforms where you're going there to feel good, most of the businesses on these platforms have to generate demand. What that means is when I open my Instagram, I did not plan to buy from you. That was not my plan when I opened Instagram. I opened Instagram at 7 a.m. in the morning, and the first thing I saw was somebody selling this particular shirt. That's not why I opened Instagram. I opened Instagram to see my favorite influencer, to see my best friend, to see my mom's new painting, to see what my pastor posted as word of the day. That's why I opened Instagram. If as I'm scrolling, I see your ad and you're selling this particular shirt, wow, okay, you now need to make sure that you catch my attention. So it's an impulse. It's an impulse thing. So that's why it's called demand generation. Okay. Now, why is this important? When you are creating your offer, you must create an offer that is relevant to me at that particular moment. If you are telling me that, oh, come and buy this t-shirt for, let's say 70,000 naira. And this is the third week of January, dry January. I'm just going to keep scrolling. Like, I don't care how sweet your offer is or how sweet your ad is. I don't have the money for that. I'm pissed off, right? But if you tell me that, oh, there's a clearance sale for this shirt. It was 80,000 naira, but just for this January ending, it's going to be 25,000 naira. Even if I don't have the money, I can go and meet my brother and be like, my guy, how far big? Just give me this 25K. I'll pay you back once they pay me my salary. You get what I mean? So when you're creating an offer for your business, also understand who you're targeting, basically. I talk a lot about this. You know, I have like an avatar template that you can get access to with some of my free resources on this channel. But yeah, I also like understand who you are talking to, understand why they should buy from you, okay? And don't pick lazy offers and don't repeat offers. Gosh, that's one thing that you guys do a lot in Nigeria, and I don't get it. Like, it's so lazy. A lot of us just do very lazy jobs. You pick one offer and just run the same offer over the year. You can even see some people in the comments within the ad saying that, isn't this the same offer you were running last week? Isn't it the same offer that you were running last month? I'm seeing your ad for the third time in 3 months and you're still running the same offer. Don't be that person, okay? Innovate, be different, stand out, okay? So there you go. So we've spoken about the hook, the relevance, and the offer. The next one is your social proof. So social proof is testimonials. It is optional because sometimes I might be talking to people that are starting their first business or, you know, that sort of thing. But social proof just makes your life easier, guys. You know, I was looking at the sneakling business earlier where they said trusted by sneaker lovers. If you just put trusted by 1,000 plus sneaker lovers or 1,000 plus sneaker lovers give us 5-star reviews, guy, you will see better conversion. Facts. I'm 99.9% sure, 99.999999999% sure that you see better conversions, right? So it's just those little things, okay? So that's why you want social proof. And then last but not least, you want call to action, CTA, call to action. So they've watched your ad. You've given them a fantastic hook. The hook is relevant to the product you sell. It's an amazing offer. There's testimonials to show that you are in business and you're a serious business and your product is amazing. You've done a great job. What do you want me to do now? Do you want me to send you a DM? Do you want me to click a link? Do you want me to, comment something if you have your ManyChat automation set up, things like that? If you want me to also show you how to set up the ManyChat automation, that's fine. It's pretty straightforward, really. But if you want me to show you, I can show you. But it's something you can easily find on the internet. But yes, what do you want me to do? What desired action should I take? Because you can show people this amazing piece of work you've put together in your ad, but then you didn't tell them what to do. So you just wasted money. How am I going to put money in your pocket after seeing your ad? What call to action is there? Now, most times, just send them to your website, man. Send them to a well-optimized landing page. Guess what? That's another story for another day. How to create a well-optimized landing page. There was a time when I was doing like a 75 hard run on YouTube. So I have a video that actually talks about how to create landing pages. I will link that video. Go and watch that video. But then I would also, I'll do a new video. I'll do another video and show you the tactical way of creating a landing page. If you want to see that landing page video, just comment the laptop emoji, the guy in the lap pressing the laptop. Another thing I do, this is just a quick hack that I always do this. Let's say you sell shoes, okay? Let's say you sell custom-made shoes. Go and look for 2 international brands. We're all international. 2 Western brands. So it could be an American brand, things like that. Top of my head, I'll give you 2. Taft. So there's a brand called Taft, T-A-F-T. And then you want to look for Oros Los Angeles. Those are the 2 brands. Okay, let's say I make custom shoes. I'll look at those 2 brands. I'll look at their website. I'll look at the ads they are running. I'll look at their organic content. I'll look at how they've set up their social media. I'll look at those things, right? And I'll use that to then begin to guide how I create my content. Now, just inspiration. I just use it to create inspiration. The reason I'm saying this is there is no shoe brand in Nigeria that has a similar look and feel to those guys yet. Right? So you can start and be different. And this is just an example for somebody that sells shoes. Do the same thing if you want to sell watches. Do the same thing if you want to sell bags like this. That's a subtle flex. If you know, you know. But, things like that. That's how I typically do it. So I look for those kind of brands and I'm like, okay, this is what's working well for this brand. This is not what's working well. This is how I can improve on it. Things like that. I was showing you some of the ads earlier that some of these successful brands, let me not do this. They're actually successful. Some of these successful brands are doing and how I would improve on it if I was working with them or if they hired me to be their consultant, that sort of thing, right? So there's that. That's pretty much how you want to work on the HROSC framework. Boosters are just things that you can just use to guide or make things better. Now, the first booster is a guarantee. Now, a lot of businesses might not be able to put guarantees, right? But if you can, you should. And most times, your guarantee would come in the caption. So those kinirukuka hair, hey, jeez, man, I just messed that up. Kunri, hallelujah. Kurinuka hair, right? You can see if you look at some of the captions. This one where they've done, this is an example of an urgency ad, by the way. They've done here, your hair deserves a real transformation, guaranteed for today. This is a ChatGPT copy, so obvious. Anyway, story for another day. Now, let me just pause here. If you're using ChatGPT, right, guys, it's okay. It's not a problem, right? It's not a problem. ChatGPT is not a problem, but humanize it. Humanize it and then make sure it doesn't look like ChatGPT, right? I can't explain these things to you, but just there are some things that I just look at and I know immediately like, yeah, there's a ChatGPT fluff, not fluff. There's ChatGPT flavor here, right? So, and again, I'm not against it. I'm just saying like, Whatever ChatGPT gives you, don't just take it and smack it here. Edit it a bit and modify. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to look for another example so that I don't get myself into any issues. What are we looking for here? We're looking for guarantees, right? We're looking for guarantees. They have a guarantee where it's a 60-day money back. 60-day money back, yeah. Our 60-day growth guarantee means you see visible return results or we refund you. So these guys, this Korinuka hair guys, they actually have a 60-day growth guarantee, right? Not all businesses can have guarantees. It's fine. I understand that. But if you can add a guarantee, it just makes you stand out. It makes you it improves your conversion rate and it improves your ads performance. It does. It actually does, right? Because whether you like it or not, these are the warning signals that people kind of take in their head as they're looking at as they're watching your video and reading your caption, that sort of thing, right? And then the next one is creative inspiration. I've spoken a little bit about this already, but yes, you don't need to start from scratch, right? I know some people are like, oh, we want to be authentic. We want to see when you have a lot of money, right? When you've gotten your business to a million per week turnover, which is what? That's 4 million a month, which is not a lot. But wait, what am I saying? 4 times 12, 48. It's still not a lot. When you get to that level, then maybe you can try to be authentic and, but right now, find what works and then use that as inspiration. Again, not copy, inspiration. Okay. So yeah, these are pretty much the things that I know would help you begin to design better. If you want to see another video where we can actually look at how to create from scratch, some of these ads, what would that look like? Let me know. I can actually put that video together. I was thinking of adding it to this video, but it would be too long. And I didn't want the video to be too long for you guys. But yes, check out the All-in-One Toolkit. You can actually start designing from there. Just move things around, put your own pictures there. That's what I do. Like I said, I've been using that thing for about 6 years, and I'm still going to keep adding to it because I still run a few stores, and I'm still going to be opening more stores. Because I just love it. But yeah, what else again? That reminds me, subscribe. Okay? If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Tell your loved ones I said hi, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.